Next, generations of blind and partially sighted people might never have been able to read were it not for a toddler's accident in his father's leather workshop in early 19th century France. That toddler was Louis Braille. He'd been experimenting with the sharp tools when he slipped and ultimately lost his sight. But as a teenager, he went on to develop the tactile system of symbols which bears his name. From books to bank statements, the code is still changing lives 200 years since the system was invented.
The promised Eddie Hemmings story at this point, as it fits in nicely as part of the cricket coverage.
These little dots have huge power. The tactile code quite literally puts reading at the fingertips of millions of blind and partially sighted people. Mike Howell has been using Braille for most of his life. He relishes reading for himself and critiquing the skill of the writer.
I believe there's everything in actually being able to read from the page, to notice the punctuation that authors have used, and you know, to be able to form your view. By God, he's fairly ignorant about punctuation, isn't he? That kind of thing.
Braille has been used across the world in almost every known language. It's enabled visually impaired people to express themselves, from chart-topping musicians to cabinet ministers. But with ever-improving technology, will the need for Braille endure?
Braille is actually part of the technological age because there are many, many devices which can tap into the existing services. So you can actually connect your Braille device, like a Braille display, to a phone or a tablet. So you can actually read what's in front of you on your screen in Braille in real time.
I'm blind and this is my Braille display.
21-year-old TikTok star Seren J agrees. She's amassed more than 700,000 followers while documenting her sight loss. She's a recent adopter of Braille as it helps her study independently.
Called the Auto Braille, it's a world first.
Computer technology has been making Braille easier to produce since the 1980s. And now pocket-sized devices provide even greater convenience.
We can get thousands of books on this little thing.
A delightful prospect for a bibliophile like Mike. It'll only make his reading list much longer. Carrie Davis, News at 10.